Well, happy Sunday, everybody. I hope you've got your coffee. I've got mine, although I didn't have time to make my coffee yet. So what I have instant coffee. That's all good. So like before, I've got my I think I've got it lined up here so that I can watch my comments in my group. But I think I better just double check that. There, okay. I've got it all lined up now. Oh, one person's watching. Oh, who could it be? Who could it be? I don't know yet. All right. So what I'm going to do actually. I'm a little bit cold down here. I had the door open. Oh my gosh, it felt so nice. It rained. I was gonna make sure the Easter Bunny visited my kids out in the yard, but I think that the chocolate might be a little mushy sitting around. So I think that Easter Bunny is going to visit a little bit later, or maybe the Easter Bunny will come and visit me. I don't know. Oh, wait a minute. Now there's comments. Why is this such a puzzle for me? All right, so I see that. Oh, there, I found it. Good morning, Shirley. How are you? This is exciting. Okay, so just as my room warms up a little bit, let me show you something. So we've got our 3D printer, right? And my husband's been making headphone holders. So let me show you guys a couple. I've got some of these downstairs. Takes a few hours for him to print them off, but they're really strong. So it just screws into the wall here, and then your headphones just hang here. So yeah, I've got a couple set up. They're nice. Mine are black, and they just match my my shelf. And then he makes this one too, and it's in two parts, and you can bolt it onto the side of your desk, and you just screw it in, right? So it clamps on, sits like that, and it's even got, I'll show it over here against the wall maybe. Down here is for organizing extra cables. Super handy. So our printer's just churning out a few of these, and I see there's some holes there too. I guess that's probably for more cables. It's really, it's pretty neat. I like it. Anyway, I just wanted to show that because it's kind of fun, right? Just to see what people are doing and all that jazz. All right, so I'm going to start off with, see, I'm rubbing my hands. I'm cold. This feels good. Just as a note about, you know, stretching and getting yourself organized to play. Rubbing your fingertips, like that, can feel pretty darn nice. So what I'm going to do is let's play a couple songs and get myself warmed up here. Right, so I've got my classical guitar, and I'm going to play. Actually, first thing I'm going to do is some scales. Okay, so here I sit with my cold little hands, and this happened to me so often when I'd be playing at, you know, like at ski resorts and whatnot. You get in there, and when I get cold, I mean, my fingers turn to ice. So to warm up quickly, I would usually do a scale pattern just off the 3rd string, and I wouldn't do it down here because my fingers are not ready to stretch it. They're too cold. So I'd go up here, maybe usually my 7th fret. So, Shirley, play it along with me, okay? We'll go nice and slow. And I know you're on your ukulele. It's totally cool. So I'm going to play on my 7th fret. I'm using my middle finger. Okay? And then I'm going to play with my, oh no, wait, hang on here. No, I'm using my pointer finger. 7th fret. And then 9th fret. Okay? And then I'm going to the next string. I'm going to play 7, 8, 10. And then now I'm on the 1st string, and I'm going to play 7, 9, 10. Okay, let's do it again. Back to the 3rd string, 7, 9, 7, 9, 7, 8, 10. Nice and slow though. I'm just using one finger right now too. And then on the next string, 7, 9, 10. Okay, so that's a major scale pattern. I'm going to go backwards this time now. Ready? Back down to 9. Okay, 7. And then 10, 8, 7. And then 9, 7. I like that pattern because I can slowly warm up all 4 of my fingers, right? Rather than picking a pattern that might just focus on these 2 stronger guys here. This one gives me a chance to take my time. So I'm going to go with 2 fingers now, and I'm going to play, I'm going to repeat with these guys. So I'm going to go 7, 7, 9, 9. Now 9. And the next string 7, 8, 10. So 7, 8. Out of 10. 7, 9, 10. Back down to 9. And 7. 10, 8, 7. Okay, so on the guitar, that pattern up there on the 7th fret, that's a D major scale pattern. On the ukulele, on that same spot on the 7th fret on the ukulele, because the tuning's different, of course, that is going to be a major scale pattern. I had to flip gears there and think about my 2 different instruments. So I don't go fast right away. So slow, just like we were doing before, right? Give those fingers a little bit of a chance to move. A little bit faster. I might start using some different fingers now. These 2 have started moving. They're feeling better. Oh, better do that one again. Okay, now they're starting to warm up. I'm going to do 3 notes per. I'll go slower, okay? I'm going to use all 3 of these guys. So, big thing there is I've used that scale pattern for years as a way to warm up. As I get comfortable here, as this hand starts to move a little more freely, then I just back it up 1 fret and play it. Right? And then another, and then another, and then another. And it gives me a chance to start moving in a position that's comfortable for my hands, right? That allows me to slowly warm up all 4 digits with no pressure on them to do anything like that. Just in the spot where they naturally feel comfortable. 7th fret is where I like to do that. Then I start stretching as I play the scale, and it never has to be fast. It's about just movement and flexibility. In, you know, when you're in a situation where you need to warm up quickly, I would go a little bit faster, you know, but it's lovely. I love that major scale pattern just for that. And I do the same thing on the ukulele, and I realize the frets are smaller, which is actually nice because then it's just even more comfortable, you know. So if you're ever in a spot where you feel like you need to warm up, and you're unsure about your fingers, you know, whether or not they're actually feeling ready to really move, you may want to do a pattern like that. You may not have that flexibility yet, though. You may be like, I can't use that baby finger, you know. So watch this. that's not the end of the world, you know? I need some coffee. Hang on here. Ah, instant coffee. Tastes okay. I usually drink it while I'm camping, so it's all good for me. All right. So, next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a little check here on comments. It's nice to have a little warm up on the fingers there, though. Okay. Oh, look at all these comments. Oh, that's interesting. I thought there was just one comment, and, and then I went back in. Hey, everybody! It's so nice to see you. It's funny. It just says there's one viewer on my computer. I was like, oh, okay. So, okay, Linda, you're getting your tea, and you got okay, and Vicky, you got your tea, and trying the and Julie, you guys, hello, hello. All right, so those same notes on the ukulele, I do the same pattern. My fingers are still cold. I shouldn't have had the door open so much, but the air was so fresh, and I've got 3 flats of pansies sitting outside that I want to plant today, so just so happy. All right, so same. Spring's my favorite season. I love it. Okay, there we go. Same pattern on the ukulele. Get on up to that 7th fret. I don't know how you guys like to sit when you play, but you'll see like I'm pretty active, right? I'm like, I sit one way, I sit another. I know sometimes people say, oh, you know, just sit still. I'm mobile, man. Anyway, for this, I often sit with my neck up, but not always. But definitely in front of the camera, it's really handy, right, to have that neck up. So we'll play this pattern now on the ukulele. All right, so 7th fret, 9, 7, 8, 10, 7, 9, 10. Nice and slow. Okay, on your 7, I might just play it with my thumb. Now 9, now 7, 8, 10. So how nice is that, right? Just lines up your fingers so nicely. Okay, let's go backwards, right from the 10. 10, 9, 7. Now the next string, 10, 8, 7. Now 9, 7. Yeah, okay. Then, when you feel comfy, like I was saying, back it up a fret. So the finger pattern is the same. It's the frets that are going to change. And that's where if you can memorize this finger pattern, life is good, you know. It just can be tricky to think about the finger pattern and not the frets. I'm looking down to check on the comments here. Let's play it, let's go on our 6th fret. So now I'm just going to say the finger numbers, okay? So finger 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? So just kind of wrap your head around that. We'll take our time. Finger 1 on fret 6 of your 3rd string. Now your ring finger, finger 3. Okay, now on the next string, okay, we're going to use fingers 1, 2, and baby, or if you need to, shift that finger up to take the baby spot. So here we go, finger 1, finger 2. Okay, so finger 2 is on the 7th fret. Baby is going to be on the, what's that, the 9th fret. Or if you need to, shift up. But I'm going to use my baby finger. Okay, now on the next string, fret 6, 7, 9. But I don't even think about that. I just think about my fingers. 1, 2, and 4. Okay, let's go backwards right from the top so we can practice that. Okay, fingers are 4, 2, 1. So 4, 2, oh, pardon me, 4, 3, 1. 3, 1, there we go. And then on the next string, 4, 2, 1. Then on the next string, 3, 1. Sounds kind of weird in that, on that fret. I'm moving down to the 5th fret. I like it there. I like the sound of it there. Okay, so fingers are 1, 3. Then on the next string, 1, 2, 4. And then 1, 3, 4. It's a C scale here. Okay, backwards. Okay, and we'll take it right from the top, just so we can really tune into this. Okay, on the next string, 4, 2, 1 for your fingers. And I don't lay them all down right away when I'm going back down. I just lay them down as I need them. But you'll see when I play, see I kept that pointer finger down, and then on the next string, I lay them down, keep them down after I play them. And it comes in super handy on that first string because I just peel my fingers back off. But I just place them as I need them on the way back down. Another nice warm-up that I do is, what scale did you say this was, or is this just a pattern for scales? Can you show a picture of the finger pattern tablature? Yes, and yes. Okay, so I'm going to write that down because I went off track because my hands are cold still, but they're warming up now. They're warming up. I will. Okay, here's what we'll do. I've got my I've got another scale to do too with you guys that goes along with the study I wrote last night. I was thinking about this group and I was like, oh, I want to play the thing I played in college. So much fun. I don't really remember everything about it, so I wrote my own version. Is what I did. So it's a bit of a scaly day. But, you know, scales are good. All right, so I'm just going to go grab another whiteboard. I'll be right back, okay? I need to keep that one just the way it is. Oops. Okay, I'll be right back. Just going over here. Oh, this one's a nice big one. Da-da-da, love my whiteboards. And, oh, I don't need any of that. Okay, and this one's big enough. I think I can rest it on my little footrest here. Oh, I've got to clean this one. So it's a little grubby from all the other whiteboard markers, but I'll write this down in two ways. I'll write it down as like a scale pattern that looks kind of like a chord chart. We'll talk about how to read that, and then I'll also draw it as tablature. I'll do it first for ukulele, and then I'll write it again for guitar, okay? So, just draw a little box here. This pattern, this lovely movable pattern, can go all over the place. Now, just keep in mind that my artistic skills are limited. But my enthusiasm is great. All right, so a major scale pattern. And I'll put the fingering I use, my recommended fingering, so that you warm up all your fingers and get the most effective use out of this scale. I'll put those in orange. Now the same pattern, the pattern looks the same on the guitar, but it's nice to actually see it on a guitar chart. Hear that creaking? That's Nico. He'll be coming in and complaining at me, I think. Or just wanting cuddles. That cat. I had no idea I was such a cat person. No idea. All right, so what I'm going to do to just, I'll put it on the 5th fret for tablature so you can compare the two. Five, 7, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 8. Oh, I'm talking to myself now, hey? 5, 7, 8. There we go. I tend to not look at the tablature for it though. Because I like the finger pattern. Okay, let's see if I can turn this around. I don't think I'm going to play any songs to warm up, although I might hang out afterwards and play some tunes. Because I feel like I'm warming up now just by talking about these scales. Okay. Oh, this is perfect. All right, so here we are. Move my camera a little bit here. There, okay. Now I'm all dark again, but that's okay. You guys see the whiteboard, that's what matters. All right, so this is just a major scale pattern. Let's see if I can get some more light here. Oh, power problem with my little extra light. So major scale pattern, it moves anywhere you need it to go, okay? Up and down the fretboard. The name of this scale pattern is determined by the starting note, okay, which is also the same as the finishing note, right? So in order to get the most value out of this scale, make sure you know the names of the notes on the third string of your ukulele or the third string of your guitar. Remember, it works out the same either way. Now, let me just... Should we talk amongst ourselves? Try talking. You guys. All right, so whatever the name of this note is, will determine the name of the scale. Okay, so if you're not sure the names of the notes on your third string, I'm going to write them right down here, and I'll use the orange and I'll put the fret and then the number name on top. But I'm only going to do the frets that are like the white keys on the piano, okay, not the sharps and everything. I'll just hit kind of the main ones, and then you can find the other notes in between that. So open on just on the third string, okay? So that's your, anytime you have a number with a circle around it, at least for me, means that that's the name of a, or the indication of a string number. So ukulele, third string, open is C, 2 is D, 4 is E. Now you guys can still see this, right? Yeah, okay. 5 is F, 7 is G, 9 is A. Depending on how high you want to go, 11 is B. And then, of course, when you hit that 12th fret, everything starts over again. Okay, so this doesn't tell you all the names of the notes, of course, but you can move this scale pattern up and down your third string like I do for a warm-up, for a way to tune your ears into different keys. And it's been my go-to, you know, for warming up, and also part of my regular daily routine for playing is this little scale pattern. It doesn't tax my hand too much because I've got to be cautious, right? Because I've got that damage on the side of my hand, right? So this is good. It doesn't tax my hand too much, gives me a nice gentle warm-up. There you go. So, ta-da! In tablature, it looks like this. Now I just want to... Kathy, I want to make sure that that this makes sense for you. I'm just going in and out of my comments and looking to see what people might say. You see the whole half in that pattern? Oh, right there? Because the third string lined up like that makes a perfect C major scale, and that pattern's right there. And right here, whole, I mean, it's different because it's going across, but yeah, it's just a major scale pattern, right on. Now what I'm going to do is wipe this off because I know this is being recorded. So it's awesome. I'm going to wipe this off and rewrite it for guitar. Okay. Because it's nice to see. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pinch these in a little bit, these lines here, so I can keep it kind of tidy. Remember what I said. Artistic stuff is not necessarily my strength. Add in those frets there. Ha! I did it. Extra lines here, so you can really see it. And of course, with guitar, I mean, you've got a wealth of tonality opened up down on these bottom strings. But just to compare it straight across, okay, is what I want to do here. Now I'm going to write down the names of the notes on the third string as they relate to guitar. And you'll find it's just another major scale pattern that I'm going to write down. Not, well, I'm going to stick with the, just all the white keys. So it's not going to be totally a major scale pattern. I've got to prop this up now. Okay, so open is G. A on the second fret. 4th fret is B, 5th fret is C, D is your 7th fret, E on your ninth. Now, in order to keep on with my plan of making it all just no sharps or flats or anything, now I'm going to do F on my 10, but the major scale pattern, if you just wanted to play a scale up and down that third string and have it sound like a major scale pattern, you would play an F sharp instead. And I'll just put that in brackets so that you know, okay, and in purple. Okay, if you wanted to do a major scale pattern, you would play that instead, up and down that one string. And then, of course, our final note here, 12th fret for G. But like I say, what I would recommend is getting comfortable with that pattern. Super duper fun. So therefore, if you're playing it on the guitar and you're looking at the tablature here for the 5th fret, it would then be a C scale on the guitar. But just move that pattern, man. Oh gosh, it feels good. Okay, so, oops. Just gotta check my comments again here. Makes sense? Okay, right on. Now, let me show you everything I do with it. Okay, I'm going to put it down though, because I want to grab... Oh, look, I'm bright again. It's the camera picked up just on the whiteboard and put me in shadows. Okay, that's good to know. Good to know. I may wind up having to... Oh, whatever. Keep playing around with my cameras and everything, and it's just the way it goes, right? Okay, so... The other thing that I do when I warm up, so I've played my scale. I've played that third string scale. I've focused on playing it slow and having really comfortable placement of my fingers. Okay, I've used different finger combinations here. Maybe my thumb and first finger, just my first finger, couple fingers. I mean, I mix it up, right? Because I want to warm up both hands with a scale that I enjoy playing. Okay, now something that you can do when you feel like you're like, okay, my fingers are all warmed up and everything. This is more advanced, but I want to show you guys what I like to do. I keep my baby finger at the top of the scale. Oops, sorry. So what am I really doing? Okay, I've got my baby finger here at the top of the scale pattern, right? And we know that the scale pattern is this. So I've got my baby finger there as an anchor. I love anchoring fingers. So then I play the first note of the scale with my pointer finger on my third string, and then I play that final note, and I keep my finger down and I slowly play what I can of the scale. Okay, now I'm on my second string. I'll suck these other fingers out of the way so you can see. Okay, and then I might use this finger here. I might use this finger because I know my scale pattern, so now I'm playing. So why would I do that though? Right? Okay, so for one thing, I just like the sound of it. All right, it's fun. Music's fun. Other reason, it gives me a chance to work on this with some strings in between. So I have to warm up my thumb to the spatial relationships between the strings. And now playing the scale like this, I'm starting to stretch my fingers out in a different way. Now I'm warming them up in a different style. I play it slow, I play it fast, alternate different fingers. I do it on the guitar, I do it on the ukulele. It's such a good scale for that. Warms up all the fingers, you know. Like I say, I'd be out at a like ski resort in the middle of the winter and need to get comfortable, you know. Well, anywhere, right? I mean, I use that as an example because that's where I really started developing that as an efficient warm-up pattern for me that I could play up and down the fretboard and would allow me to get myself comfortable and ready to go. Or if I was on a break and I came back and my hands needed to have a little warm-up like that. Oh, it's just been really good. really, really good. Okay. The other thing that I do too is, so Kathy, that all worked? Okay, awesome. The other thing I'll do too, once I'm done this, especially for the guitar, then I'll make a chord that I like. In this case, this is guitar G. So join me on ukulele G. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play my thumb on my 6th string. And so ukulele, use your thumb on your 4th string, and you're going to repeat it a few times until I catch up with my 4th string. And I'm going to play 6th string, ukulele 4, 1st string, 5th string, still ukulele 4 if you want, or move around. Okay, so now I'm on my 4th string, 3rd string. I go back and I do it again. Maybe now I'll use 2 fingers here. Because I paid a lot of attention to my fretting hand earlier. I've warmed it up pretty good, but this, my picking hand, might still need a little bit of, you know, speed practice, right? A few sprints. All I'm doing there sounds fancy. I started off with my thumb and my 1st finger, just on a chord that I like. So I'm using G, and I'm moving my thumb, okay, and still plucking here. And then I add in 2 fingers. You can play thumb, index, middle, or thumb, middle, index, either one, right? I like middle. But, you know, a lot of people like index. Whoa. I'm alternating them without even thinking about it. And then, if you feel comfortable, then add in your ring finger. And it never has to be fast, okay? Even is good, right? That's more important than fast. Mississippi. Stay on the same string if you want. So some different ideas for warming up, okay? A scale pattern that you're comfortable with that allows you to warm up your fingers without moving them too far, and then gradually stretch them out as they feel comfortable and build up some speed on that scale pattern with your left hand. Play around with it a bit with this hand, and then this one's warmed up. Make a chord that you like and do some different picking patterns basically with your left hand. Sorry, that's my right hand. Time for more coffee. So that's, in a nutshell, that's what I do a lot of for warm-ups. I mean, I've talked a lot about it, but my warm-up might be about 15 minutes long. Okay. All right. Let's play, okay? I'm looking for questions or comments about the finger-picking blues from last time. What I'm going to start with, though, is, did everyone see the post that I put up about this weird thing called boxes? I don't know if anyone saw that. So we'll see what people have seen and all that. I'm just going to check the comments here. Trying so hard to keep an eye on them. I'm going to use the ukulele one to start off with. Now, I'm just going to hold it up to the screen so you can see what's cooking with it here. Oh, I forgot to make it just tablet. Oh, no, it's just tablet. All right. You see how on top of each bar I've numbered it? Okay. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, just at the front of each bar, right? Okay. So these are all different hammer-on patterns up until the end of line 4. And then, actually bar 7, right? And then it flips over to pull-off patterns. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to play those guys on my ukulele. And I know we've got two pages of them. I'll just rest that there. 2 pages of them. Oh, I've got to tell you what scale it's related to. Hang on here. I'm going to grab my other thing here. Okay, so I based it all on the A minor pentatonic scale. Okay. Oh, there goes the dark. Oh, look at that. Oh, I'm back in the light. Okay, A minor pentatonic scale. So I'm going to hold this up so you guys can take a look at it. A minor pentatonic on the ukulele. Here's the notes you're using. A, C, D, E, and G. However, they're not lined up like that on the ukulele. We're starting with G. And you don't have to remember all these notes. This is for people that would like to know these note names, right? So 4th string open is G. 2nd fret is A. C and D on the 3rd string. E and G on the 2nd. A and C on the 1st. So that covers all those notes there. The numbers that I put here are the scale degrees. For anyone that's comfortable with music theory, I'm not really going to be covering music theory in this group necessarily, but I wanted you to know where they were. So a flat 3 is just an indication of where it sits compared to an A major scale. And the same thing is for guitar. Down here, I've written it down here, so E minor pentatonic. And the notes there for E, G, A, B, D, E. My ukulele players, just practice that scale, okay? Guitar players too, D, E. And I'll just write down the names of the notes for guitar. Oh, whoopsie. We can put them there. G, A, B, D, E, G. Okay, those are the names of the notes. I'll hold it up just so it's in here in the recording, okay? Oh, got some light there. Oh, there, okay. All right, so at least it's there in the recording. Now, I'm going to put that down and I'm going to play the scale with you guys, okay? So on the ukulele, we've got our 4th string open. Oh, actually, can you know what I'm going to do? I wonder if I can just prop it up here. No, not quite high enough. Kind of, sort of. Oh, okay, well, works for ukulele. Okay, well, anyways, I'll play it and I'll talk about it. Okay, so 4th string, and then 2nd fret, 3rd string, 2nd fret, 2nd string, 3rd fret, 1st string, 3rd, and then, so open and then 3rd fret. 3 0 3 0 2 0 2 0 3 0 3 0 2 0 2 0. So keep in mind I'm using a low 4 tuned ukulele. So if you have a high 4 tuning, it'll sound a little different. Just go for it, man. Just go for it. That's what I have to say about that. The exercise that I came up with, this thing called boxes, there's 2 things going on with it. It's going to help you practice pull-offs and then hammer-ons. And you get to choose which bar you play. That's why I called it boxes and numbered it. You can put it in any order you want. Okay. So to do a hammer-on, I pluck the string, and then when I land, see how I'm quick with my landing? And I'm going to push it down hard. See how my fingertips white there? It wouldn't necessarily be that white. I'm just kind of overdoing it so you can see that a hammer-on, I keep that finger down, and I land good and close to the fret. So I'm not plucking the string now, right? My other hand's right here. So I hit and stay down. String has to be in contact with the fretboard in order for that to work. It's if you lift up, release that pressure, then the string will stop ringing, you know, and then you lose your sound. Okay. Now I know we've talked about this before, but I want to make sure anyone that's new to this has a chance to twig into it. A pull off, pluck my string, and pull my finger off. I do not pull it off by lifting it up, as you lose a lot of power in your note. But if you pluck that string, I'll get my other fingers out of the way so you can see it. See that? Make like a little circle with my fingers. And so what I did was I wrote the song based on the pentatonic scale. I'm going to play the first bar of boxes. I'm going to hold it up to the screen so you guys get a look at it. The first bar is just the 4th string open, and then see this next bar? Don't worry too much about the time signatures. They're going to change all the way through it. But this bar here says O2O, so that's a hammer-on, and then back to your 4th string open. Okay, this one here, oops, O2 on the 4th string, 3rd string open. Okay, this box here, still doing the hammer-on the 4th string, but now I've got strings 3 and 2 open. So like I say, I've got these up on the finger picking page. I might just write some of them down as I go though. Got 1 page, should there be 2? Okay, so it looks like you guys have been finding it. Good. Saw it, printed it. I'll write out part of it as I go. Okay, I'll write that down on here, but play with me and then I'll write it down because it's going to be something where I want you to be able to kind of flow with it. Okay, so that's the first bar. You can do a lot of this with your thumb for picking, especially to start, because it's really about gearing up this hand. Okay, so that's box number 1. You play that one for as long as you want. Okay, here comes number 2, and it's going to be a hammer-on, and then back to your 4th string. The first bar is all quarter notes. So when you play that, make sure you take your time. Okay, next bar, O2, O, and I'm going to repeat that bar, O2, O, until I feel ready. And then I'm going to go to bar 3, which is O2, 3rd string open. And see, with my thumb, if I'm playing it with my thumb, I do what's called a rest stroke on my 4th string. And look, it's ready to go right on that 3rd string because it's resting on the next string. I don't always do rest strokes with my thumb. Pretty handy for this right now in this moment though. Okay, next bar, I've got O2 again with the hammer-on, 3rd string open, 2nd string, O2, 3 open, 2nd open. Next one, now I've got 2 hammer-ons, 4th string and 3rd string. Try it with me. And you sit in each box until you're done, until you want to move on, or you play them in whatever order you want. Okay, I'm going to move on to box 6, and it's going to be hammer-on like I did, but now I'm adding in the 2nd string open. Kind of sounds like Starry Starry Night. Well, not quite, but it's getting there. Okay, so I'm going to write down some of this tablature right now. Remember, it's going to be the same way on the guitar. So I'm just going to write it down quickly with 4 strings here so that I'm not wasting too much time, okay? The same pattern. Like I say, it's the same thing for guitar or ukulele. Just those 4 strings, the fret numbers are the same. I know the note numbers or note names are different, but so it's going to be a little squishy in here maybe with this. Okay, so the first one is just all opens, and then the next one, I put a little double line between each one so that you would know that they're all different sections. 2, O, 2, O. I've got to make sure I do it like the way I wrote it here because you wouldn't believe how many different versions of this I came up with because it was just like it's just fun. O, 2, O, O. I like these sorts of things because they give you a chance to practice, a technique that might feel a little bit daunting when you cross strings. You know, when I say cross strings, I mean like going from doing hammer-ons on one string to another, because your hand position is going to need to change a little bit, right, in order to get everything going. But in this case, you just sit on the ones you want to. 5, 6, okay, and I'm going to stop at 7, I think. Number 7. 2003, because it's kind of the end of the first section of hammer-ons. Okay, so that's number 7. Now, when I stop there, it doesn't mean that I have to stop completely, but my mind might want to change gears a little bit. In that, because I'm now doing pull-offs for the next section, I'm going to have to think a little differently about it. Okay, so I'm just going to... One day, you guys, I'll get a whiteboard holder. Until then, my music stand's awesome. Okay, there, it's on. Whoa, okay, a little bit of sunlight, but that's pretty good. Okay, so I'm gonna call out, I'm just gonna close my curtain, you guys. There, that takes care of that. There. The sunlight can stay over there though, that's okay. All right, so box 1. Let's just sit on box 1, okay? Until you're ready to move. So, like I say, don't worry too much about that timing there. Just think about the feel. That's steady. Oh, I'm going to slow it down. Okay. Now we're going to go to box 2, and it's going to be a hammer-on the 4th string, guitar or ukulele 4th string, to the 3rd string open. I might just do this to start, actually. If I rewrote it, I would just have that as a hammer on the O2 on the 4th string. I'm going to add in my 3rd string, so I'm going to do all of box 2. Here we go. O, 2, 3, O, 2, 3. And now if you're not too sure about doing all those hammer-ons, it's okay. You'll get it. I wrote it out wrong. This was O2, O here. I was thinking I did something wrong. I went back to my 4th string open here, and I just sat on the 1 string. There. We'll ignore that. We'll just move on. Okay, so we did O2-3 already. We'll go to O2-4, or the 4th one here, okay? Box 4. O2, O, O, O2, 3rd string open. I'm rushing it, sorry. I looked at the time, I'm like, oh no! There's more I want to do with you guys, okay? Now we're going to go to box 5, and that's a double hammer-on, right? One on the 4th string, one on the 3rd string. O2, O2, and I'm playing it at different speeds to show you you can do it at the speed that's comfortable for you. You don't have to do hammer-ons like this. In fact, it would be better if you didn't. Slow and controlled. Because you want to get it in your mind that you don't need to rush the hammer-ons. You just, when you go, close to the fret, land with confidence. Okay, here comes box 6, ready? O2, O2, 2nd string. 2nd string open. Box 7, ready? I'm going to go for it. O2, 3rd string open, 2nd string open, 3. Now we're going to mix it up, okay? I'm going to put in some fret numbers here. 2nd bar is different from your PDF. Yeah, it's a good thing I looked, hey? And thank you for pointing it out. Now, I was going to use like a Google number generator, but I'm just going to use my mind right now, and I'm going to write down some random numbers. And we're going to play them in that order. Okay, here we go. And when I say random, I mean I'm just going to be like, I don't know, 3, 1, 6, 2, 5, 6, 1, 7. I don't know. Let's try it out. Hey? So now we're going to start with our third box. Opening up your boxes, whatever order you want to do them in. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to sit on that third box for a while, and I'll go slow so we can think. Okay, here we go. We're going to go now to next one, to box 1. Oh. Nice and slow. Okay, let's do another few of those. Okay, now box 6. O2, O2, O. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, and ready, go. And O2, O2, O. O2, O2, O. Okay, so this is like you've got a framework of different suggested patterns to do. You can stay on each one for as long as you want. Okay, now we're going to go to that second box, which I've fixed, but we haven't played, okay? So it's going to be 4-string, O2, O, O2, O, O2, O. Where are we going next? The 5th. Okay, ready? We're going to go now. Whoops, I screwed that up. Here we go, 5th. O2, 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 O2. I'll slow it down. O2, O2. Okay, now we're going to go back to number 6. One more time. Okay, here we go now on the 6th. O2, O2, O, O2, O2. One more time, and then we'll go to 1. Here we go on the 1. We'll contemplate things. And right after this, we're going to go to number 7. Ready? O2, O, O. Okay, so that's just the first part of it. It's still a work in progress, but like I say, I started thinking about it last night. I thought, I want to do this for you guys so bad. So that's the start. And the one that I did in college, we didn't get to mix it up really. The boxes were already in order, but what the composer had done was he had written some of the same ones over and over. You know, they were a recurring theme. I just remember how much fun I had playing it and how much better I got at hammer-ons and pull-offs because I was playing a song that used them a lot, you know, but each chunk was tiny. So I just worked on a little bit, and boy, I got confident with that, you know, and it was really a good feeling to do that. Okay, so I hope you guys do the same thing. Record yourselves doing it, even if we just how about if we just work on it up to the number 7 part, okay? So all hammer-ons, and then we'll flip gears next time and do the pull-off part, okay? So pull-off part will be next week. We'll play around with that, and that way you just have the mindset of one way of hammer-ons, okay? I'll play the whole thing that I've got so far because I had more, but I had to stop because I was, you know, had to get organized for this. Okay, so I'm going to take this down and I'm going to put up my sheet music of the 2 pages of boxes, which is kind of weird because, oh no, that's guitar. I thought I'd lined it up to be 1 page, so I was quite surprised to have guitar be 2 pages, but anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit and I'm going to play this thing in order, but I am going to repeat each one, and I'll tell you guys when I'm moving on to the next box. The pentatonic scale, I have a lot of fun playing. It's a scale that is so common in so many different genres of music. I feel like it's like a chameleon. You know, it just sounds good with anything. Okay, so here we go. I'll play each one. I'll tell you before I'm moving on, okay? Okay, so we've got box 1, 3, 4. Kind of for this, I really am trying to set my tempo a bit because I know I'll start cranking it along later on. Okay, now I'm going to box 2. Here we go. O to O, O to O. Box 3, next line. Box 4. Number 5. Number 6. I think I like 4 and 6 the most so far. Number 7 on the next line. I have another plan from between 7 and 8. Whoops. Okay, here I am on 8 now. So I'm thinking about things. You can hear it like now we're changing gears. Now we're going to start our descending patterns. Okay, so bar 9 is when I do a pull off. Look at my picking hand. Thumb, finger, thumb, finger, finger, finger. But today I'm really digging the thumb, finger. Okay, number 10. So that's my pull off 303, 303, 11 on the next line. Here comes number 12. My picking hand's changed again, look at that. 13 on the bottom line. Now I've got a finger assigned to each string, right? Which I probably could have done right at the, thinking about it, on number 8 there. Okay, 14, here we go. That's not on there. I was still trying to figure out an ending for it. So, ways to approach this could be just using the full plant idea on your strings. So you got your thumb on your 4th string, this guy on your 2nd, this guy on your 3rd string, 2nd and then 1st, right? Just lined up like that. Use your thumb maybe instead for hammer-ons on the way up, and then start working out the full plant idea on the way back as you need it, right? To have a finger assigned to each string. That can be handy. Maybe you'll be like, you know, right, Shirley? It's totally fun. What a great way to practice pull-offs and hammer-ons. And so you've got the framework, just like for the 12-bar blues, you've got a framework, and then you start working around inside of it and figure out what you like. And really, with something like this, possibilities are endless. They always are, you know. But it's a start, and then maybe you'll come up with something. Maybe you'll write a different pattern that you're like, whoa, that sounds cool in here. I like this one. Well, then do it, right? You know, just play with it. Oh, that would be fun. Maybe what I'll do is I'll leave some bars empty, and it'll be like for your pattern, right? Oh, that would be fun, like a fill in the blanks. Oh, I like that. So yeah, just play, right? Just play with it. I think it's such a good thing to do, you know? Paula, how fun? Absolutely. Oh my gosh. My teacher though, like, that was awful. Okay, so I'd sit there and play the song. He's like, okay, play the song, Tina. And I'm like, okay, I'll play the song. And he'd say, he told me, the choice is yours. You can stay on each pattern as long as you want. Well, I did, because I was digging it. Like, I got a really nice, big, fat bass sound on my guitar, and I was just like working my hammer-ons. And then he's like, no, you need to move on now. He couldn't stand listening to me play the same pattern. So I stayed on it for a long time. I loved it. It's fun. So I give you guys permission to stay on the pattern that you like for as long as you want, right? It's going to be so good for you. All right, so now my fingers are pretty warmed up now. Fingertips are still a little cool. It's kind of brisk out here still, but I've got my door open. I love that fresh air, so it's kind of, it's worth it. It's worth it to have the cold hands, to have that fresh air, fresh spring air. My strings are still pretty new, so I gotta keep playing with them. Let's do a little bit of bluesy stuff. Now, I'm just gonna grab the ukulele for this. My hands are, they're still pretty stiff, so I gotta stay on a tiny instrument. I'm gonna run through some of the blues stuff that we've been doing, and I'm just gonna play, okay? One of the things that I'm gonna do to start is, we talked about it last week, and I'm sorry I didn't do up a sheet from everything last week. My week went by so fast, it was gone. But yeah, hang tight with me, you guys. Stay on for a little bit longer so we can just do a little review of this. One of the things that you can do, like, you can finger pick that 12-bar blues in A or guitar E. You can strum it, right? So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to start off by strumming my A chord. Okay, so there's my A, right? 2 and 1. So the guys are open. Now remember, with that A pattern, you've got the O, 2, 3, 2 pattern. Okay, I'm going to strum it. O, 2, 3, 2, or O, 2, baby finger in there. O, 2, 3, 2. It's fun. My D chord, it's going to look kind of weird, right? Because there's my D, 2, 2, 2, 2. If you need to flip it around, it's okay. I mean, everyone's got different hand sizes, right? There's 3 different ways to play that D chord, right? Get them in a row, smush them up like some sort of crushed up G7 chord shape. Or in classical guitar, that was called the Segovia bar. But I know everyone calls it different things. So I'm going to go like this, but I'm going to play that D pattern, O, 2, 3, 2. Okay. There's my D pattern, and I'm strumming that open, and then it effectively becomes a B minor 7 chord, right? But still think about it as the harmony of the D chord. Oh, sorry. Okay. For your E7 to strum it, I can't remember if we talked about this last week. There's your open E7 chord, or if you like the bars, if you like going to the bars, bar on your 4th fret, middle finger on your 5th fret, okay? And I think we should do a, maybe do a class about bar chords one day, because you want to make sure that your fingers lined up. I'll just do a real quick talk. Finger creases do not want to be on top of the strings if you can avoid it, because it's harder to push the strings down. Okay. I do not have my finger totally flat against the string. I have it turned angled because I'm a human being and my hand needs to move in a way that is comfortable. See how my fingernail is angled back slightly towards the neck of the, or the head of the ukulele? It's because of where my hand is sitting. Okay. I don't go flat on with my bar until my hand is in a position where it's coming towards my body. Okay, all that said, I'm going to do that 12-bar blues now, just strumming it, okay? I'm going to be on my A. Here we go. And I'm not going to do the little turnaround right now, I'm just going to do the strumming. I want you guys just to think about this. Here we go, on A, 2, here we go. A, 2, 3, 2 to D. 2, 3, 2, back to A. One more time. Okay, now to our D. O, 2, 3, 2, O, 2, 3, 2 to A. Okay, now we're just going to take that E7, whichever form, 4 down strums. 1, 2, 3, 4. D. Back to walking on that A. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm going to check on my comments. Make sure this makes sense. Thanks for this way to practice, which I need for the hammer-ons. Ah, it's so awesome. Then you can use it because you're strengthening up your fingers for this blues picking, right? Oh, it's so cool. Right, like that. That exercise will help you in so many ways. Okay, so I'm going to strum it again, and I'm just going to hang out. Okay, here we go. Down, down, incorporated a little bit of the finger picking we did before, but what I did was I just picked down, actually, just with my pointer finger, I think. Yeah, I did. Whatever finger gets you there, okay? Oh, sorry, I screwed it up. Around there, but so that way what I've done really at that point is I have incorporated a little bit of my favorite parts of the finger picking part that we've done, and also just beefed it up with some strumming. So let's say you're playing with some people and you're playing a song and maybe it's a 12-bar blues pattern in the key of A. Well, now using that finger picking part, you could create a really nice little finger picking, like a little instrumental thing to go with this 12-bar blues pattern you're playing. I can't think of a song you could use right now, but I'm sure you guys can. You're strumming and you're singing the song, and then you want to have a little break. Maybe you want to strum in the way I just showed, and maybe you want to add in some of the finger picking, the favorite parts of your finger picking. You can mix it all up together now. Just go bloop. When everyone can get together and hang out in front of campfires and stuff, you guys are going to have such a good time. Strum, da, 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 da. I hope that was, gave you a little bit of inspiration about what you can do with that 12-bar blues pattern, because once you get that 0-2-3-2 thing going on, you can pick it, you can strum it, you can go crazy on it. Now, Shirley, you posted that video of that little bit you came up with for your finger picking, right? Have you been able to incorporate it into a whole finger picking pattern? That's because I don't want to drop that blues picking. I just needed you guys to have a hammer-on pull-off study to work on too. So given that, I know it's after 11, so I need to let you guys go, but play around with this boxes thing, come up with an order that you get a kick out of, maybe post it. Let's see what you do with it, right? Oh, so much fun. And try incorporating, if you're comfortable, a little bit of strumming in that 12-bar blues pattern. Just experiment, right? Or maybe you pick, right? All this part. Do some of the variations we talked about. And maybe when we get to the E7 part, maybe you go like this instead. Pluck, full plant, and then maybe you go just on your D and you do a full plant too. Full plant. A finger on each string. And then ba, 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 ba. This is where I just play, right? And toss in what I feel like, right? Remember, it's kind of like a soup or a sauce or something. You add the spice that you need to make it your sauce. Oh, you were traveling, not practicing last week. Shirley. Oh my gosh. You guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. This was really fun. But I'm gonna go and make myself some more coffee, and then plant my 3 flats of pansies. Oh, there's so many different colors. Okay, you guys have a really good Sunday. I look forward to finding out how you guys do with the little boxes and see what comes of it. Okay, take care, everyone. Bye for now. Oh, I've got to click that thing off. Okay,